Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. I am the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and in the last episode we started Chapter 4. And we released the two people encased in the ceiling stones who were Zane, aka Zin, and that is how I'm going to refer to him from now on, and Oliver. We're still going to have to talk to everybody here, but we also, not only did we talk to them, we also had a conversation, like Kevin had a conversation with Reese, and Kevin had a conversation with Joshua. Kevin has an issue where he doesn't let anyone get close to him, and he pretty much wears a mask of lies at all times, and he seems like a cheery guy, but he never, like I said, lets anyone get close and never lets anyone have part of his, well, how he behaves. Now we're stuck with Joshua on our party. I can't kick him out, and I just knocked down my pen, so I'm gonna have to get that one back up. Alright, done. Done! It's done. Now we're gonna go talk to everybody. I put Tita and Chloe into my party because I thought Müller and Oliver would have a conversation. And maybe Julia as well, I don't know. And, well, we'll see. Anyone over here? Reese, definitely. Or did she just jump off? No, Gisette and Reese, huh? Honestly, I have no idea what to say to her. But you're obviously the one you're obviously the one in the wrong here. I hope you have a good looking think. I hope you have a good long think about what you did wrong while you're out there. Good lord, it continues. I'm gonna start concentrating from this point onwards. Yes, ma'am. Honestly, I have no idea what you said to her, but you're obviously the one in the wrong here. All right. If you want to keep lying to yourself, Kevin, then go right ahead. If that's what makes you happy, I won't stop you. But as long as you keep doing so, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Damn, she is really mad this time. We could also just read out the entire Cornelia series to her out loud, and maybe she's gonna be happy afterward. Maybe. Probably not. What's here? There are a number of interesting books here. What? Since when? Kitty Talk for Dummies. 1 out of 4. Things to be aware of when speaking in feline. Pronunciation of the feline language has distinct characteristics depending on the region and may differ slightly from the following information. This could be considered comparable to dialects in the human tongue. In addition, since the number of elongated vowel sounds indicated by the wave character are intimately related to a cat's personality and emotional state, there is quite a broad range of variation. I think I read this already. And I just read this because I needed to follow Antoine. Because he said, follow me. No, he said, I don't know. He said one of these, Nyago, and then, well, we had to follow him around. We had to read that book to get that. That is cool. The Herb Woodpecker. A bird of legend, 1 out of 9. The Herb Scenic Route is a road lined with beautiful groves of slender trees on each side of its cobbled path. A notable sight frequently appearing in ancient royal court literature, it is thought by researchers that the scenery which knights once laid eyes on was far more spectacular than that which is seen today. Sadly, those vivid colors appearing in the days of yore have long since been lost. Those awe-inspiring hues of which are written in poem and song refer to the plumage of a single bird. It's named the Herb Woodpecker. Presently, it is exceptionally rare to catch a glimpse of this brilliant azure bird. In fact, its extinction has ever been suggested on more than a few occasions. In an interesting light, traditional songs sung by knights of the times past make frequent mention of these birds as being a common sight. It undoubtedly seems as though there used to exist an incomparably large population of these woodpeckers in contrast with their meager numbers in recent times. This brings us to the pivotal question of what fate exactly befell these birds over the course of the last several hundred years. A peculiar mode of life. Although the herb woodpecker is in fact a woodpecker, it does not peck holes in the trunks of trees. The reason being, it cannot. In general, woodpeckers use their beaks to bore holes in the boles of trees for nesting, but for the herb woodpecker, this is an impossible task. Consequently, they figured out another way to deal with this problem. Even if they do not bore the hole themselves, there are many other nesting holes for them to choose from. That's right, they'll usurp a nesting hole made by another species of woodpecker. The herb woodpecker with a beak perfect for catching insects and its clever ploy of stealing a fellow's nesting hole was believed to have the traits that would allow it to prosper indefinitely. Invasion by an invasive species. A sudden change occurred when a new larger species of woodpecker came to live in the forest inhabited by the herb woodpecker. This larger species had managed to migrate by way of boat from its distant native land. As nautical technology developed and trade began to flourish, the coming and going of marine vessels became increasingly dynamic. However, those which traveled on these boats and ships were not always human. Blending in with various freight and cargo, these creatures from other lands managed to come ashore one after another. With the introduction of this larger species of woodpecker, those smaller species which were once endemic to Liberal gradually left the herb forest in search of new habitats. Life also became problematic for the herb woodpecker as its nesting hole size differed greatly from the outsiders'. Yet, despite these drawbacks, it continued to stay in the forest. With the other small species of its habitat being driven out, finding another woodpecker's nesting hole became increasingly difficult. If a nesting hole could not be found, the herb woodpecker, of course, could not reproduce either. Thus, chances for reproduction among its kind gradually decreased and a long era of decline set in among them. Cleverness and their eventual downfall. The herb woodpecker, with its clever methodology of using the nesting holes of others, enjoyed a brief period of prosperity. However, having abandoned their ability to bore holes for themselves some millennia before, left them unable to cope with the abrupt changes in their environment. On the other hand, those other species of woodpecker, despite having been displaced by invasive species countless times, have continued to prosper today as they have in past times. There are many things which we ourselves can learn from these tiny birds. So if you should happen to see one of these azure rarities flying amongst the trees of the grove-bordered avenue on the herb scenic route, please remember, try and kill it and get the best loot possible. I read that out wrong. Please remember the struggle they have been forced to endure. That is what I was going for there. I'm not going to read out the rest here, good lord. Not right now anyways. Maybe bit by bit. Bit by bit, not right now. I don't have the throat for it, honestly, right now. And I don't know why. I've been doing it like favors. I've been drinking more than a liter of tea every day for the past week, and it's still not completely cured. Oh well. What? Are they all on tree duty? I can't believe it. Oliver, Zin, and everybody else is looking at the tree. And Muller and Julia, of course. Not everybody else. We know them by name. How have you been since we last met, Your Highness? Word of your popularity in Erebonian high society has been reaching us over in Liberal, too. Well, I'm doing a good enough job of convincing them I'm little more than an elegant yet harmless prince at the moment. Still, spending so much of my time pretending to be someone I'm not can be terribly exhausting. So I'm biding my time and waiting for the perfect chance to cast it all aside and reveal my true form to the world. Then all shall know Oliver the Gospeler of Love. Sparkle. You moron. Gospeler of Love. That's what you're going with? Who else thinks he's going to... Who else thinks he's going to be even more of a menace to society than the Black Ornament Gospels ever were? Heh, it's reassuring to see how little he's changed at heart, though. Still, the thought of that ghost has yet to leave my mind since I first heard about her. Just imagine the spirit of a beautiful woman left all alone in this empty realm. Ah, doesn't the thought just get your imagination racing? Huh. No? She's probably pretty lonely, huh? It's seeming more and more like we were all drawn in here at the same time. Which is a relief in some ways. If that pitiful thing had been left in the outside world without me to watch it, I shudder to think what would have happened. I'd come to his defense, but nope, I can't blame ya. It's seemingly more and more like we were all drawn in here. Okay. It's disturbing to think that we are literally fighting fiends taken from the church's texts. Then again, our enemies are capable of making a replica of an entire city. I suppose summoning mirrors and tanks are child's play to them. Having listened to the Archbishop's sermons often, I am fairly familiar with the Testaments. I never thought I would one day find myself face to face with some of the monstrosities within them, however. It sure has been a long time since we last met, huh, Joshua? You've been to Erebonia and Crossbell now, right? Why not make your way over to Calvert? Oh, it's something I'd like to do eventually. Estelle and I are currently looking for someone, though. Huh, fair enough. Incidentally, I heard from Shira in one of her letters that Kilika returned to the Republic. She mentioned something about her retiring from the guild after being scouted by the Calvardian government. What? That lady who used to look after the Size branch? For real? Never would have seen that coming. Yeah, it's all true. I hear she's up to her eyes in work these days. And you know how she is. Taking it easy isn't an option for her. She gives her all to everything she does. She's doing a hell of a job, though. Her co-workers and subordinates are terrified of her already. I wouldn't have Kilika any other way. Still, who could have pictured anything like this happening? Or that I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it? On the plus side, at least, you guys have been doing a fine job with your investigating, so we've got some idea what we're doing. We'll just have to keep using that as a guide to try and press on. Nothing down there. Okay, that was the wrong button. Now I'm going to trade these two out for Müller and Oliver. Oliver. Well, maybe I'm gonna switch them out for Zane and Julia. Okay, because Chloe is standing over by Oliver and Müller. It has always felt like we were being somehow protected when we were in this garden as opposed to anywhere else in Phantasma, so I can certainly believe the idea that it may be connected to that ghost. I don't see any reason why this garden wouldn't be connected to that ghost somehow. And I don't mind that one bit. It feels reassuring to know she's watching over us. Alright, we had that piece of dialogue. I was surprised that's when Joshua had a talk in it. Alright. Alright. Where's Tita, though? Tita! Tita, you taking care of Reese? Are you? Are you? Are you? Of course you are. Are you feeling alright, Reese? I can go and get you some medicine if it would help. You big dummy, she's not sick, she's angry. Huh? Come on, read between the lines. That phony priest obviously said something to make her mad, and this is the result. You're better off leaving her alone for now. Oh, but... Riza had a fight with you, Kevin. So that's why she looks so down. Isn't there anything we can do to make her feel better? Oh, give me a break, Idios. As if I didn't feel guilty enough already. Alright, it is your fault, Kevin, though. It is. It is. No one can change that. Okay, we're gonna have to have a look at Zane and Oliver's equip now. Of course we're gonna do that right now. So, what do you have, Zane? You have titanium suit, you have composites 3, steel arms, and quite a look on your person. Look at you. Well, it's actually Zin, I'm sorry. I remember the Thunder God kick, quite a terrifying craft indeed. One of the better crafts, honestly. Wrath of Genbu, I don't remember those. Alright, and what does Oliver have? Juggernaut? Hey, Oliver, wow. You look like a nice guy. That look does not fit you. Alright, Happy Trigger, Sniper Shot, Quick Draw. You had very good crafts as well. Your damage is at 1,200. What is Zane's damage at? 1,250. Let's look at Müller here for a second. Just to make that perfectly clear. No. Okay, took a look at Müller here. Alright, next up. EP3. Move 2. Hit 3. Well, nothing great. Zin. EP cut 2. Move 3. Mute. Nothing spectacular. But you do have Titanic Roar. But you do not have particularly many EP, huh? Why do you have access to Titanic Roar? 8 in Earth is enough, and 5 in... Okay. Okay, oh man, 19,000 HP? I didn't even look at that first. Yeah, you have less. Who are we gonna take with us? That is a... Well, no, actually, we can think about something else right now, because we have Moon Doors, Girl skilled in Orbital Engineering, and then a gate as well. Dance with Silver Locks, I don't have that. Bring to me the darling of pure white radiance and proof of her scholarship. Is a Moon Door. The darling of pure white radiance. And proof of her scholarship. No clue right now. None. Guardian of the Royal Family and the blade that serves the Imperial House. We did that. We did this. We did this. We can do this right now. The man who talks with his fists. And Sun Doors. We did this. We did not do this. Bring to me the fists of steel which nothing in this world can move. Alright, we have 2 doors that Zin is able to enter. It's been 18 minutes. Is it worth doing a door right now? I'm not entirely sure on that. But I think it is worth to switch Julia out for Tita? Or Oliver? Nope, Tita. Sorry. I find Tita to be much cuter. And then we're gonna not look at the map, but look at our equipment and our orbments. You have Scent, and do we have Haze in the party? I have heard that if you use Haze and Scent in combination, Haze completely overrides Scent, so we have the benefits of Scent and not the debuff. Which means we get first strikes and we have all the access to all the arts. haze goes to Tita. And you can have Septium Vein right in the middle. Right here. Septium Vein. Movement 3 is fine. We can equip you with an action quartz, and we can equip you with an attack quartz. I have a second mind 4, so I'm gonna equip that on Kevin. Of course, you now have access to the AoE heals as well. That was not Earth at all. This is Earth. Revival. But this is Wind. Still very good loadout though. Now, Joshua. We don't need 2 Eagle Eyes. We definitely don't need 2 Eagle Eyes. What don't you have? I can only put that in here. Anti-Z all is not particularly worth. I can give you this. Of course, it's gonna put your damage a little down, but I guess you get Stone Impact. I don't care as is. I'm pretty happy with this loadout right now. I'm gonna take the attack 3 from Müller. And action 3 from Müller. Mind 4 you can keep. Cast 2 you can keep. EP cut 3 you can keep. Here's another information quartz. Okay. I do not need to do absolute optimization here. It's fine to be doing good, not doing awesome, because we're gonna go into the museum right now anyways. Because I don't have well, too much. Like, I can't do a door right now. That's gonna take like 40 minutes. I can't have that. And I was told that in the museum there is in fact new text. I didn't read it out because I thought it was exactly the same as before. But it is not, at least I was told. And we're gonna find that out. Like right now. Whoop. Alright, not running buttery smooth, I know that, but at least we don't... At least I can record it. Although we did read this one out, most certainly. Ancient lantern. A device built to hold fire, most often found near towers and other ceremonial structures, may have religious significance. Floor tile. A piece of tiled floor from inside a ruined building. Broken stones fit together to create beautiful and intricate patterns. Stone pillar with relief. Found at the bottom of Valeria Lake. Adorned with reliefs, adorned with reliefs, I'm gonna say, similar to those found on the walls of the tetracyclic towers. Pre-Zeptian calendar. Around 1,200 years ago, the advanced civilization of the Zemuria was at its peak. Then suddenly and inexplicably it disappeared. A great collapse occurred, destroying the Zemurian culture and plunging its people into a dark age of ruin. The items exhibited on this first floor are from that very beginning of this era. They aren't believed to be products of the ancient civilization itself, but nonetheless, its influence is clearly visible upon them, giving them immense academic worth. We did read these out. We didn't read this out. Immediately following the Great Collapse, the world was plunged into confusion, signaling the beginning of what came to be referred to as the Dark Ages. This era was defined by most endless conflict between various powers and murderous nations, large and small, and lasted for roughly 500 years. Yes, we did read that out. Yes, we did. It's been only 50 years since Professor C. Epstein invented ordnance, and world technology has advanced at lightning speed ever since. Perhaps the most notable representative of these advances is the modern orbital-powered airship. These orbital ships are already used extensively in liberal, but neighboring nations such as Erebonia have also begun to devote themselves to their manufacture as well, and smaller-sized airships are also used. The first appearance of the Zeptian Church occurred around the year 500 and marked the end of the Dark Ages. The church centered around the goddess of the sky, Eidos, and espousing an ideology of human salvation began to take an active role in society and rapidly permeated social consciousness. Eventually, the nobility and knight class could no longer ignore the church's power, and a new order was established with the church at the center. Ancient artifacts. Artifact, noun, a relic of any shape or size found in an ancient ruin and generally of unknown and uncertain purpose. The church believes these artifacts have some connection with the Zepterians, gifts from Eidos, and their recovery is one of the duties that the church fulfills. Artifacts are said to have supernatural powers, but those on display here are all ones that have since lost said powers and are no longer functional. Church Testaments manuscript, a handwritten copy of the scriptures used by the church at the end of the Dark Ages. The ability to print did not exist in the Middle Ages, leaving no choice but to copy by hand onto pieces of parchment. Church ritual items. The church has long been a source of art, and this has been true since the dawn of the Zeptian era. It was around the year 900, however, that the current likeness of Eidos is thought to have been first created. Likewise, many of the ritual items used by the church today first assumed their present forms in this time period too. Medieval loom, a man-powered machine used to spin thread. As the Zeptian era continued and people became unaccustomed to peas, cotton and other crops became more widely cultivated and sold. This was also the area in which handicrafts, with the intent to obtain money, came into practice. Alright, I don't know to what extent there was any new dialogue there. I really do not. Did we miss anything down here? I tend to miss a lot of things. Nah. Okay, then we're gonna go to... Can I go down here to Star Doors? No, Sun Doors. Gonna go to the Fists of Steel. And for the moment, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you in the next episode as well. We're gonna do this side story in the next one. It's gonna be about Zane, and if this is not actually about Zane, and about some other character that I don't have any idea about, well, we're gonna see, but I assume this is about Zane. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye!